Okay, everyone, let's welcome our team champions of LIV Golf Miami 2025, Ripper GC, and our individual champion of LIV Golf Miami 2025, Marc Leishman. Guys, what an incredible weekend it has been. Some of the toughest conditions we've ever seen any golf course in LIV Golf history. Cam, I'm going to start with you. How impressive is Marc's win today?
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show the player he is. I think he's been knocking on the door now for a few years, and whether things haven't gone his way or he hasn't had the greatest back nine, it was nice to see him out there in really tough conditions today on, probably the toughest golf course we've played, and get it done. That goes to show that what type of golfer he is and how good he can be. So hopefully this is a bit of a springboard for Marc and the rest of us, really, for the rest of the season.
Marc, what are some initial reactions and feelings after hoisting your very first individual trophy at LIV Golf after 4 years out here?
It's hard to win out here. I've had chances before. I've finished second a few times. You're playing against unbelievable fields every single week. So if you slip up one little bit, there's great players right behind you to overtake you. So I was extra determined this week to not let that happen, particularly after how I played in Singapore. It was pretty disgusting how I played there. And to come back on a golf course like this where there is trouble around every single corner, I think that playing so bad in Singapore helped me today, just not letting my guard down at all. I knew that there was a lot of tough holes coming in, and I'd have to keep hitting good shots. So really happy to do that, to be sitting up here as team champions and also individually getting a win. Yeah, pretty satisfying.
So I'm just going to, you guys probably have not had a chance to look at the scores yet. The low score for the team was plus 50 this week. You guys finished out winning at plus 4. You guys all obviously had to contribute to get to that today. Little known fact for some people, you guys use Blue Monster as your training camp, right? So if you guys just want to talk a little bit about how much that's helped you guys perform here this week. Jonesy, you had an incredible day. Let's go.
Yeah, Blue Monster really paid off for me in the training camp. It was the most expensive trip I think I've had. I lost every day. Had to buy dinner every day for the team, so I wasn't too excited coming back here to play, to be honest with you, after the weather we had here in January. But no, it's typically with this team and these four guys, these other three guys, the tougher the golf course, the better our team seems to perform, and the tougher the conditions. And I'd be happy to play on this type of course for our team the rest of the year. I think we do really well, and there's plenty of courses that will put up a lot of tests for everyone else, and I think these other three guys will perform every week like they do, seem to every week.
Herbie, what's your reaction to hearing that the high score was plus 50 and you guys took home the trophy at plus 4?
Plus 50 will probably give you a good indication how hard it was playing this week. Yeah, I mean, I texted my boys' group chat last night, and I genuinely thought a scratch marker would struggle to break 95 around here. It was brutal. I mean, 17, 18, you're going to struggle to get a tougher finish to a tournament the way they were playing this week, even with, I think the tee was up like 3 tee boxes on 18, and it was still brutal. So, I mean, look, is it the Majestics that finished?
We don't have to say who it is.
Sorry, I mean, no disrespect on them. Like, honestly, it's playing that hard that I'm not sitting here going, I can't believe they shot that score. I'm like, no, I can see exactly how you shot that score. It is so tough out there. And I think regardless of the win, we probably would have been enjoying a few of these tonight to sort of numb a bit of the pain from the Blue Monster this week.
So you guys have a new performance coach. Well, he's not new to any of you. You guys have known him and worked with him since you guys were kids. But he's new to the team, Ripper. Tony, I don't know if he's in here, but, you guys got home your first individual and team win this week. Just talk a little bit about how much Tony has helped you guys as a team. Maybe Cam?
Immensely. He's so good. No, he's been great. I think just with a team comes organisation and maybe some stuff that you can think is easy to do that isn't quite easy to do, and little things throughout the week kind of piss you off and you wish they weren't there. So he has kind of cleaned all of that stuff up. He's really, I think, made us, we're already a great team, but I think he's made us work as individuals probably a little bit harder at the start of the week, get some stuff done that we needed to get done. I think there was a sense maybe last year or even at the start of this year where, we're kind of focusing too much on what everyone else needs to do rather than ourselves. And he's cleaned all that stuff up. I know for myself, I feel like I've been better prepped the last, 3 or 4 weeks. I'm sure the other guys have as well. And just little stuff like that, the 1%ers throughout a tough week, especially like this, really pays off. So he's been a good addition to the team.
Leish, don't want to make you blush, but you're one of the most loved players out here by your fellow players, by the staff at LIV. You're just probably one of the best guys that that anyone knows. Your personality is so consistent, so steady, and you're always in a good mood. How much do you think that helped out here in these impossible conditions?
Yeah, I think being level-headed is helpful anywhere, not just on a golf course. But level-headed. I was pretty level-headed for how bad I played. Nearly ran out of balls in Singapore. But after 5 on Friday, I don't know. I just take the good with the bad and know that as good as it is to win or do something really good in your job, it's just golf or work. So I don't let a bad day on the golf course ruin my day, and I think it's a pretty good way to live. I'd rather be nice to people than a dick. I think it's a lot easier to do that. So, yeah.
That's definitely going to go in a quote on your social media page. Last one for me. Cam, your wife gave birth to your very first baby last week, baby Remy. This is your first team win as a dad. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's so cool. I miss him so much, actually. It was hard to come away this week. I mean, I've had a few times where it's been hard to get away from home, but it was a different level this week, and I can't wait to see him tonight. It's cool. He's the winning formula for the team, obviously. I think 1 from 1, Remy is. So it's so cool. People express I've got 2 great dads next to me. How cool it is to be a father, but you really can't put it into words. It's been so awesome.
And will he be your good luck charm going into Augusta next week?
I hope so. Otherwise, he won't be coming to any other events.
Another great one for the social media page. Thank you, Cam.
I'm joking, by the way.
Okay, we'll open it up to media. Oh, give me that one.
Leishman, congratulations on your individual win. Team, congratulations on your team win. Now, you guys said that you trained here, but tell me about the friendship that it takes to really win a competition like this, because you guys spend so much time together.
Yeah, I think it's good to, we don't put pressure on each other to play well, but we're accountable to each other. So I think that's a good thing. We take it very seriously on the golf course, but we're all, it's after golf, we have dinners together and have a laugh, and we have fun together. So I think that breaks the week up really nicely between the serious stuff on the golf course and, day to day. So, and just being around friends on the same schedule, I think that's a really good thing about LIV. We all have the same tee times every day, so you can eat together at night. And I think just that part of it is the coolest part for me, is the spending time together off the golf course and how good of friends we've become.
Absolutely. One last question, and obviously you guys dominated. The scores show that. Tell me, what was your strategy going into competition Sunday?
I know for me it was honestly all around the attitude. This golf course can just beat you up so badly if you let it. it's going to anyway, so you may as well do it with a smile. And that's kind of why it's no surprise that Marc won. Like we said earlier, just an unbelievable attitude towards life. I mean, to give you perspective, he told me on the back of the 18th green there that he called the family and they didn't even know that he was basically playing golf today.
That's great.
He's like, oh, have you seen the scores? They're like, no, how'd you go? So that's sort of the perspective he has on life, that, you know, golf it's his job and he loves it, but it is only golf. It's, you know, there's much bigger things in his life, like being a great dad that he is so good at. And I think that's probably helped us this week with, you know, I think obviously Cam giving birth, well, Chanel giving birth a week ago, and having Remy, it's given him a new perspective on life. I've done a lot of work in the last couple of weeks trying to change a little bit of my attitude as well towards some tournaments. And obviously Jonesy with 3 kids, you know, we just have a great perspective on life, and there's that accountability held to each other that we want to play well. And, you know, on Friday I was the worst scorer and I absolutely hated being the worst scorer, but we can all come together, have a great dinner, and laugh it off, forget about it, and really regroup easily the next day.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Do I have time for one more?
No, we got to,
Okay.
Jonesy's got to catch a flight. So.
Congratulations on being a daddy.
Thank you.
Mike, go ahead.
Marc, you were the only guy this week to shoot a bogey-free round. Just how impressive is that on this course?
Today. Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty determined today. Like I said before, I've had chances to win out here, and the players are just so good every single week. So I felt like, you know, out here, a bogey is not going to hurt you, but it's obviously not going to help you win a golf tournament. And I felt like I played really smart golf, made a couple of, you know, 6-8 footers for par, which they help, and then that putt on the last to be bogey free, and in the end, I guess, helped me win the individual title. Yeah, pretty pleasing to do that. Look, it kicked our butts when we were here in January for the training camp, and it did the same again this week. I guess it kicked my butt less than everyone else. So it was. I'm definitely going to sleep good tonight. Yeah, after 3 tough days on the golf course.
It was harder in January, by the way. It was freezing cold, and it was misty, and it was and it was
About the same wind.
It was terrible.
We couldn't get to the 10th fairway.
So this week was easier then, obviously.
A couple of tee shots felt. That 10th tee shot felt a lot easier.
Yeah.
We unloaded all the balls in our bag just about off 10 in January. Yeah.
So Cam, you and Marc came into this thing together, 3 years ago. Does it feel like in some way that it's almost a win for you in terms of like just knowing how close you guys are, knowing that you partnered into this thing?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I think it's been a long time coming for Leish. I think he's knocked on so many doors, and at times have felt probably unlucky. Even for me as a mate, felt like he's been unlucky. Yeah, so it's been it hasn't been a tough journey for Leish because he's still played some really good golf. But to watch him win out there today, particularly the way that he did, parring the 18th the way that he did, holding that putt the way that he did, just goes to show the world-class golfer that he is. And it's nice to see him finally get it done, and to get it done on a really tough test like this is pretty cool, and I'm pretty sure he's pretty chuffed about it. But for all of us as well, it's good to see.
And Herbert, you were the only guy yesterday to shoot in the 60s. How impressive was that? Given the scores, it was the hardest day of the 3. Did you know how important it was to get a 69 in there yesterday?
I'm not going to sit here and say it was impressive. I was very happy with. I was very happy with yesterday's round. Obviously, like I said, Friday I was the worst scorer on the team. If you go back 12 months, that score wouldn't have counted for the team score, and that basically was my goal coming onto this team. I never wanted my score to not count on a Friday or a Saturday. Obviously, scores all counting now. It's a different story, but I was pretty determined to not have that happen again on Saturday. So I was it was funny. I came into the week really wanting to get my attention away from the leaderboards as much as I could. And then I spent today basically watching the leaderboards because my good mate was just about trying to win. So I guess it was a nice distraction for me. And yeah, yesterday things came together a little nicer than they did on Friday. I felt like I wasn't far off that today. I just had a bit of a poor finish, but it felt like it was a bit of an easy finish when I knew we were 11 or 12 shots up at, stood on, for me, it was 17th tee. I think 5 holes to play, were about 11 shots in front. So I felt like even that one was going to be hard to win. After, I remember our first team win in Adelaide last year when the Stingers came back from about 12 shots behind with 2 holes to play. I was kind of searching the leaderboard like, surely we can't lose this from here. So it was a nice little finish there to know that we were going to win.
And one last question for Mark. Where does the putt on 18 rank in terms of putts that you've made?
Yeah, it's definitely up there. I've had putts that have mattered before, and I've made my fair share of them. That one, I wanted this one pretty bad, especially having a 2-shot lead, teeing off 18. Probably the worst hole in the world to have that. You hit 2 shots, nothing on that hole. But yeah, I hit a really good putt, and I like it when I know that I have to make a putt. It gives you one option, and you either execute or you don't, and just thankful I executed that one. Yeah.
Okay, next to Mike.
Hello, I'm Jamila with Latage Magazine. Just want to say congratulations. This is the first time I really got to see golfers in action. I played as a little girl, I just took lessons, but I just thought, wow. And you guys touched on, I don't want to misquote the gentleman that you guys were saying you were working with, but you were talking about good sportsmanship and how you learn to more focus on yourself when you're out there on the field. And I just want to know, what kind of advice would you give to the youth for good sportsmanship and focusing on themselves so they can be their best selves?
I think, but my advice would be, I think everyone's got a different formula, so not the same thing doesn't work for everybody. Early in the week, we all do completely different things. Jonesy likes to hit a lot of balls. Cam spends a lot of time on the chipping and putting green. I do what I have to do, whatever. I'm probably I do less than everyone else, but I've also been doing it for 20, 25 years. And then Herbie's a hard worker as well. But we do what works for us, and I think that's important that, if you're playing on a team, or probably more so if you're not in a team, you're watching someone over there on the range that's beating you every week and they're grinding their butt off, hitting thousands of golf balls. You have to know what works for you to try and beat them, not do what they do. So that would be my advice. Just know yourself and know what works for you.
All right. And I just have one more question. You can hear me? Cool. So my second question is, I understand that a lot of sports players, you guys deal with mental strain on your body, family life, everything. So I'd like you all individually tell me what works for you on a game day. What do you do early in the morning or the night before to prepare yourself?
What do I do? Geez. I'm pretty relaxed, as all of us are. Australians are pretty relaxed and laid back. I like to go and have a coffee. I like to go and have breakfast and just chill. I sit with Cam a lot of the time. Just Cam and I having breakfast together. And then we get on the table with the therapists, get our bodies ready to go, and then once we get out on the putting green or the range, whichever you start with, it's game time, and then you put your game face on and you go through your routines and you go through your preparation as you would for every other round.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would be about the same. Get up, have a little bit of breakfast, a little bit of kind of chill out time, not take it too serious, and then get on the table, warm up, get the body active. And then just like he said, just get on the range and really dial in every shot. It's easy to get out there and just kind of, willy-nil it out there and not really care what's going on, but. I really like to know what's happening every shot and, kind of dial in the numbers before I head out.
I really try and concentrate on hydrating before I play, so I'm ahead of the game. So if I do forget to drink
pretty
for a
hot
couple
out
of
there.
holes, I like to try and be ahead of the game, not behind the 8-ball before you start. I get to the range a bit later than these guys. I'm the last one on the table to get warmed up, and then just making sure you hit in the middle of the club face, basically. Just hitting different shots, nothing, out of the ordinary. Just
I will say, warming up doesn't dictate how you'll play either. I mean, some of us, our best rounds will be warming up terribly as well. So it doesn't. How you warm up doesn't determine how you'll play.
I imagine you're. Oh, you got to answer too. Sorry.
Yeah, I guess I'll probably try and offer a different perspective of I think all the golf stuff's fine, and we we all have our ways to do all that, and obviously like Leisha said, he takes a shorter amount of time, he condenses it pretty well. Cam and I seem to take them probably the most time warming up, but we all have great perspective on life. Obviously now we've got 3 dads sitting to my left. I always see Jonesy on the phone with his family and the kids. Leash is always on the phone with his family. Now I see Cam a little bit more, obviously wanting to see Remy as well. I think that's probably the most important thing. At the end of the day, it's another day of work. It is a little bit more intense. Obviously Leash today would have felt more intense emotions than normal, but essentially, it's just another normal day. And to Leish's kids who are, how old's Harvey now? 13? Harvey loves him as much as he does, whether he shoots 85 or 65 today. So just keeping some perspective and making sure it's very much a normal day, as much as you can make it in in an environment like this.
He wouldn't have liked me as much if I shot 85 today, I promise you.
Mark, when you're hydrating, are you hydrating with AG1?
AG1, yeah, definitely. Water. The hydrating at night is a little different, but the hydrating in the morning is water and AG1.
Okay, over here. Oh.
Thank you. Mark, Tom Gorman, Pro Golf Weekly. Can you take us through 18? You said you knew you had a 2-shot lead. You kind of pushed the drive. Can you take us into the final putt, and if you knew you had a 1-stroke lead at that time?
Yeah, I did. That 18th hole is such a hard tee shot. I hit 2 really good tee shots Friday, Saturday, so I had a good image in my head. Actually hit the fairway 2 days in a row. Tried to do the same today, but just come out of it a little bit, which is pretty easy to do on that tee shot. Had a tree in my backswing, which was actually probably a blessing in disguise, because there was a little gap there that I could have tried to knock it on the green, and could have been a bit of carnage if I didn't pull it off. And yeah, chipped it out. Had actually exactly the same yardage as I had on the 16th. I had on 18 with exactly the same wind. So hit the same club, and I had about 10 or 12 feet. John Rahm hit a chip shot on a similar line, so I got a little bit of a read, which was nice, and a gauge on speed. It was just a left edge putt, so tried to commit to the line and hit a good one. So very, very happy to see that drop, and definitely increased my chances of lifting the trophy.
Okay, over here.
Christian Caddy, ESPN West Palm. Mark, you woke up today 3 shots back of the lead. Major champions in front of you, major champions behind you. Was there a number in mind that you knew you had to get to take it home?
Most Sundays I would have a number in mind. Out here, it's hard to do that on this golf course, just because if you get off to a bad start, a bad start on a normal golf course, you might be 1 over through 4. Here, you could be 6 over through 4. So it's I just wanted to hit good shots, try and limit mistakes, but give myself opportunities. That's all I wanted to do. Like I say, most Sundays I would have a score in mind, but not today for some reason. Yeah.
And then for you guys seem to party hardest when you're taking that championship trophy, especially as a team. What's the game plan like? You guys just douse the Cowdies we saw in here, unrelenting. Is that kind of going, you know what that's going to happen?
I had a fair idea that it was going to happen today. I'm sitting here sort of, a little wetter than I'm used to being. But we like to enjoy our victories. In golf, it's pretty rare that you actually get to win. And in this sport, it's very rare that you get to win as a team. So I think it's to have 4 guys that are equally, excited and happy and to celebrate with is a pretty unique situation, and we certainly make the most of that.
We got time for one more over there, and then Jonesy's got to get on a flight.
Hey, Mark. Congratulations on the win. I know you're an agronomist yourself. Did the speeds on the greens match what you have at home? Is that what made you so comfortable?
They probably matched what Cam has at his place, actually. They were quick, especially with the wind. No, my green at home is not quite that quick. Too much work for that. And it takes a bit more talent than I've got with the grass too. So, the course was unbelievable. I mean, they get this place up so good for tournaments, and even when we were here in January, it was in like really, really good condition. So, it's a pleasure to putt on greens like that when, if you hit a good putt, it's going in. So, all credit to the ground staff.
Maybe a new mower or some kind of roller with the winning check?
Yeah, I've been looking at a mower, actually. Might get myself a mower.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Ripper GC, congratulations. Mark, congratulations. And Cam, good luck next week. Bring home a green jacket for us.
Thank you.